Do you love gardening? Well, in this video, I'm going to be sharing a flip through of my setup for my 2026 garden journal and showing you my garden binder. Hello there, I'm Hillary of Creative Faith & Co. and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I love encouraging women to get creative and spend more time with God. And one of the ways I love to do that is through gardening. I started my first garden back in 2023 when we bought our house at the end of 2022, so 2023 was my first year having a garden, and it has been just such a neat journey of learning so much about nature, about growing, about the miracle of how you plant a seed and watch it grow and you get to eat it. And I love getting to do it with my husband, and God has just taught us so many amazing things through gardening about him. And I love documenting it in my garden journal. So I'm going to be showing you how I have my garden journal set up for this year. And I'm really excited for a new year of growing things. So I do have these physical garden journals that you can get on Amazon, and they have prompts on all the pages. So it has a pre-garden planning section, a garden season tracking section, and end of season reflection. So it has all these charts and everything that you would possibly need for having a garden. And so I really, really love using these. They turned out just really great, and I have used it. This is my second year having my actual Creative Faith Garden Journal, but I do have a setup and full flip through garden journal video from 2023, 2024, and 2025. And then now we're in 2026. So I'll have all those videos linked down below so you can check them out. I'll have this garden journal linked on Amazon. There is also a printable version in the Creative Faith Etsy shop. And then I also have an art printable called, I think it's like Growing in Faith or something like that, that has all of these art elements, and I used them to set up and decorate my journal. So you'll see those sprinkled throughout here. So I'll have all those resources linked below. So I'm going to start with sharing a little bit about my garden binder, and then I'll show you my full setup of my garden journal. So I have a new journal that I use each year. And then the garden binder is like the less aesthetic. I think I'm saying that word wrong. It's the less pretty side of things. It is more functional, where I put what we have as well as articles. So here are some different articles that I have in these little page protector things. So here's what I did in 2023. And then I also have like tons of plants. So like these are what we got from Costco, and yeah, just lots of different places. And so this way I can reference back and see like what did we get each year, what went well, what didn't go well. So I have all of these things in here. And yeah, so then we planted like garlic, so I can reference what we got. We got potatoes this year. So I did post a YouTube short adding all of these new things to here. So you can head to my YouTube short to check that out. But that is what my garden binder is. So yeah, it's more of a functional place to put tags and things like that. So now we will set the binder aside, and I'll share a flip through of the journal. So it's kind of like a garden journal scrapbook. I added 2026 to the top with stickers, and then I also used a permanent marker to label the spine, so that way when I have them all on my bookshelf, I can see them all. And be sure you're following me over on Pinterest. I have lots of great things pinned to my gardening Pinterest board that you can check out. So I do have like this pictures from Pinterest, and then I do have like my little mood board for my garden. A lot of these were found from Pinterest, and so I printed those for kind of my inspiration for the year. But we have the inside cover, and I have some of my Creative Faith printables that I mentioned, and then I also love Paper Minty Studio, and so I have some stickers and washi tape from her to decorate the cover. And then I have this little one. This journal belongs to Hillary, and again, a combination of Paper Minty Studio and my Creative Faith Garden Grow in Faith printable. And here's the QR codes for those videos I mentioned, as well as a table of contents. And then I use these Avery removable tabs for the sections down the side. So there's pre-planning, during, monthly updates, post-season reflections, and notes. So love having the little tabs there. That's super helpful. And again, using washi tape and Creative Faith printables to print and decorate. And so I have favorite places to get seeds and plants. That is helpful, as well as lists of seeds. And I have a whole little garden setup to-do list of things working on to get the garden set up. I love how this spread turned out. My garden mood vision goals board. So I have some of my Creative Faith printables in here. I have a little tea tag. The difference between a flower and a weed is judgment. I love that. I love this little sign, pardon the weeds, we're feeding the bees. And then these are kind of like my garden goals. We got a little apple tree this year, so I love that. We're building a new, my dad and my husband are building a new fence. And so I thought it'd be fun to have a cute little gate. I'd love to add a little water fountain. And I'd love to make a little path to our new gate out back. So lots of fun ideas for our garden. We'll see how many things we actually accomplish this year, but really fun to dream and pray. And speaking of prayers, I always love starting my journals and projects with a prayer, and gardening is no exception. So I have a prayer that I wrote, and I decorated the page with Creative Faith printables and Paper Minty Studio stickers and washi. I love this spread. Then I have a spot where I can write Bible verses about gardening and growing. I also have favorite gardening quotes. Again, a lot of these from Pinterest. And room to add more. I loved this one. The world needs more people who learn the language of lemon balm and light their way with mugwort dreams. So it's from Rosemary Gladstar. I just thought that was so beautiful. And this page, I actually used some of my printable. It's called butterfly photos. And I used some of those to decorate the page, which I think turned out so cute. I have room for favorite songs about gardening. I have my brainstorms. This is what my husband and I were talking about at the very beginning of garden season. So a spot to just throw down some notes. Then I have our whole little garden layout that I have mocked up here. So our backyard is tiny, but we try to fit a lot in and grow as much as we can. Each year it, grows. So then I have a list of things to purchase for the garden. Have our expense tracker. It's been an especially expensive year so far working on the fence project, but thankful that we are making progress. Gardening spot for gardening tips I found online or in books. I have a spot of garden books to get and ones I have. These are different ones I've seen people share about online that sound interesting. I have a spot to put some favorite gardening accounts. I can print some screenshots from those. Favorite plant combinations. And then we're to section number 2. So this is a chart of when planted and updates. So that is super helpful to keep track of. And as well as pest tracker with solutions. I have a spot to document favorite herb and tea combinations from the garden, and a page to document bees, butterflies, birds, insects, things that we see. We added, my aunt gave us a hummingbird feeder, and it's right outside my office window, so I love getting to see the hummingbird. And then we've been having so many butterflies this year, and I absolutely love it. So, really excited to fill these pages with some more documentation of the beautiful critters that call our backyard home. And oh, I did want to mention too, I have a flip through. I think I already did. I recently posted my last year's full garden journal flip through, so definitely check that out. We have our soil amendment log, pruning log, and then we're up to a monthly, weekly updates. So what I do is from March until October, there's enough room for you to have a 2-page spread for each of those months, which are where I live in Oregon. Those are kind of the garden months. So I have March here with some of the pictures from March, as well as October last year was when we planted our garlic. And then April, we have all sorts of fun pictures from last month of, all of the fun garden things that we've been working on. So there we have April, and then I have room for May, June, July, August, September, and October. So really excited to fill these with pictures and documentation of our garden. Really fun scrapbook to look back on. And then I have end of season reflections. And so we can document our projects completed this year, have lessons learned from the garden, future plans and ideas, plants I want to grow next time, before and afters, harvest yield tracker, recipe and preservation ideas, garden gift log, prayer of gratitude, and then additional notes. And I was starting to make a little vocab page. So that is what my garden journal setup looks like for 2026. I'd love to know in the comments below if you like to garden, and I hope this video encourages you to at least try gardening. Plant something. Have a thing of basil in your kitchen window, or put a potato in the ground, or grab an herb like chamomile or lavender. And God is just going to teach you so much about growing and trusting and having faith and patience, and so many amazing lessons that He teaches in the garden. So anyways, I hope this video gave you some ideas on what you can do in your garden journal. I hope you'll pick up Creative Faith Garden Journal. They are such a great resource. I love using mine for documenting. It's really helpful to document what you do in the garden, so each year you can look back and see what worked, what didn't work. I reference back to our previous garden journals all the time. And of course, I have my garden binder that keeps growing with the tags and things that we add to our garden and yard. So anyways, check out the printable, the decorative printable, the functional printable, the journal, and I hope you will watch the other garden journal setups and full flip throughs for lots of fun garden journal content. And just grow something this year. And again, comment below what you're going to grow. I would love to know. And thank you so much for being here. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and the bell notification so you don't miss out on any upcoming Creative Faith videos. And I'll see you next time. Bye, friend.